So I recently was watching another YouTuber. Her name is Glow Atanmo, and she said in one of her videos that it's time to stop self-abandoning for the sake of others. She said this about in one of her daily videos about 2 weeks ago, and it's still something that I think about every single day since I heard it. Ever since I heard it, I was like, okay, Aurora, 2026 is the year that we're going to stand up for ourselves. And today I was journaling and realized how in the past 10 years I have tended to stand up for others, but not quite stand up for myself in situations. Like I've stood up for marginalized groups, for a lot of groups. I've always stood up for students and what they need. But I think that in the pursuit of that, I have tended to self abandon, but also I'm also in the phase of looking inwards. Like, what are the situations or conversations, right, that I've self abandoned for the sake of making others feel comfortable, or I'll just let things sit. Yeah, an example is there's one situation where I quite don't feel enough, and I was reflecting on it today. I was like, why do I feel that way? This is not in my marriage or friendships, but I was like, why is the feeling there? I was like, this person is not explicitly telling me I'm not doing enough, but that's just like how the conversations feel. I realized it was not me because my character tends to do the most. I was like, Aurora, we've been doing the most this whole entire time for the past decade. And now I think that even that's why journaling is so, I guess, not magical, but it just brings so much clarity. I was like, no, it's not that I'm not doing enough. It's maybe that person is projecting the fact that they might not be doing enough in pursuit of their dreams. And then I guess as a person now who I really care about community and love this person very deeply, I'm realizing, okay, the feeling is not about me. I have to be stronger in those conversations because it's not me. I'm just kind of feeling that energy that they're feeling, and I have to stand up for myself, right? In order to be able to conversate with that person better, because when they say those things or make me feel like I'm not doing enough, I have to stand up for myself and be like, nope, I'm doing quite a lot. How can I help you be in the pursuit of your own dreams? And how can I cheer up that person? How can I cheer that person on? And I think that if you're watching this, most of my community, you guys are probably doing the most. I could tell you are the strong ones in the family. You are probably doing the most, sacrificing a lot of time, which is free time, just a lot of personal time and the devotion of serving others. I just want to say, like, let 2026 be the year that you stand up for yourself and your values and recognize that you have been doing enough, that you are doing enough, and that you have been doing enough for the past few years. Let 2026 be the year you really stand up for your own voice and like giving yourself credit, right? Because that's a part of standing up for yourself, is giving yourself enough credit of how far you've come and how much you have done, and that the feeling of exhaustion is valid, right? Because I also realized I was sitting here and journaling, I was like, what is this feeling rooting from? Is it, you know, just the feeling of needing to do more? I don't know. There's also, I'm not the most well versed at it, but in white supremacy values, it tends to extract so much from us. And it's very exploitative, and it goes deeper, right, of how we could feel in certain situations or certain conversations. And that's, I think, something worth looking into. I think that the conversations we have, there's people that can make me feel like I'm doing so much, and that I have done so much and accomplished so much. But then there's other conversations that I'm deeply looking into about, how does a conversation leave you feeling after you have talked to that certain person or group of people. Yeah. So I think that the term of no more self abandoning for the pursuit of making others feel comfortable, like the English major in me, it goes so much deeper than that, right? It's really like a verb. Like no more self-abandonment is literally a verb, because this is something that's ingrained in our cultures, in our gender norms, and the roles that we might have in our lives. It In 2026, you self-abandoning yourself no longer serves anybody. The way that your purpose is going to be, taking off and running in life is when you finally stop self-abandoning and standing up for yourself and giving yourself credit for how much you've done for the past 10, 15 years in the pursuit of helping others. I really needed that message as well, by the way, because, for example, I am in the pursuit of writing my own memoir. And in order for that to be birthed, for that ancestral assignment to be birthed, I'm going to have to continuously stand up for myself and recognize how much I've done so that I can write it down and help others. Give them the blueprint of how others can make it through as well. And if you are in the pursuit of your own ancestral assignment, you also have to have thick skin. As much as you love others, you're going to have to stop self-abandoning. And let me tell you, everyone's going to be okay. If they're offended or are mad if you put that boundary up, that's not your problem. And yeah, let me know what you think and what comes up for you when you hear of the word or the phrase of stop self-abandoning yourself for the pursuit of making others feel comfortable. Because that totally meant something different to me 2 weeks ago. And now it means something different to me today. And I know that that ball is just going to keep rolling. And definitely a part of our assignment. And it's looking inwards and continuously reflecting on that is definitely a part of our assignment in order to light a fire for our ancestral assignment. Because maybe that version of us that was the younger us 10 years ago needed to survive and wanted to make others feel comfortable. But yeah, I mean, another term for it is people pleasing. Definitely no more of that in 2026, please. I want to see you all shine in your most authentic selves. That sounds so cliche, but for those of us who've had to people please our way in order to survive, let 2026 be the year that you now recognize how far you've come and how much you have done, work for yourself and the communities around you. And yeah, 2026, 150% of confidence is in. And I would love to hear what you think. Have a good day.